होती थी तो वो वाली किताब मुझे मिली. अगेन व्हेन आई रेड इट तो उसमें बहुत सारा लिखा हुआ था, उसमें वो सार था एंड फिर उसके एक्सप्लेनेशंस थे. जब मैंने वो पढ़ा तो अगेन सेम similarity I felt. It was very easy. It was very easy for me to understand. I could understand it. And then it was a page turner. You know, I read it, then I read it again, then I read it again. And then for years and years and years, that book till it became अलग अलग हिस्सों में 2 टुकड़े में हो गई, 4 टुकड़े में हो गई. उसको मैंने सेलो टेप से लगा करके कई साल तक through my schools, I have kept it on my bedside.
Your beautiful, understanding of it at one of the Rekta sessions, and that was beautiful.
So I feel that I've been lucky. The fact that I was asked to go and spend my time in the afternoons in that room, the fact that I, on that day, had only that much money that I could go and buy this particular book, which makes the big difference in my life, I feel. There is a certain guidance that came to me. आपने जैसा कहा ना कि at the right time. I don't know whether the time was right or wrong, but it came. If it comes, the time is right.
Absolutely. अच्छा, क्योंकि हम यहाँ बैठे हैं, youngsters, आपकी फिल्में शुरू से अब तक, irrespective of how many years you have lived across these last 2 decades since you started, आपकी फिल्में कंसिस्टेंटली शायद कुछ एक्सेप्शंस छोड़ के आपके जो प्रोटैगनिस्ट्स हैं वो बहुत ही यंग लोग हैं, और वही सारे जो कॉन्फ्लिक्ट्स और क्योस और जो रेस्टलेसनेस और रिबेलियन जो उनके अंदर बहुत ज़्यादा भभकता है, इट्स लाइक फायर इनसाइड देम, it always gets depicted so organically and so, with so much rawness. My question to you is, you have grown over the years and you have lived your life. I'm sure we understand things, we learn things, good and bad, we learn, unlearn. We reach a certain level of taking care of that restlessness, that chaos, that conflict. Still, how is it that you still manage to touch their rawest nerves? How do you do that? Despite being at the still place, apparently a place of stillness comparatively, to them. How do you, sorry, I'm cutting you. So how do you also handle how do you suppress this very possible, temptation to become a little preachy, trying to sort it out, if you're getting me?
See, I'm getting you. I'm not in a position of stillness. And if you think I am, then I think I'm just pretending and being successful at it. I'm not at a place of stillness at all. And of course, जब आप बड़े होते हैं, when you gain more experience and you've lived longer, then you know how to pretend better.
But is it just pretension in your opinion?
I feel so, because if you what can it be? Because questions keep coming.
Yeah.
You can either pretend that they are not affecting you anymore, or you give up. Yeah. Then you don't involve yourself with any more things, and you just live a certain dull life. We all try to live a dull life, but then there are some questions that come, or there are some thoughts that come to your mind. There are some people that you meet, which raise a certain conflict, which engage you. And I think that's why we are here on this earth, to be engaged in some way, to participate in the cure. Credit of doing a job much better, then your work will be better. So that's what I'm still trying to learn as a film director.
I'm tempted to go a little further into this. From whatever little experience I have in my journey of doing whatever, I've always increasingly known and felt that I'm not the doer. If I always get a feeling that, if he doesn't intend it, it will not flow through me. I'm curious about knowing that right from how an idea comes to you, or and when you write the story, when you move from scene to scene, how the lines connect with each other and how things get created, and then the rest of it, the shooting and the music comes together. How, do you have moments of like knowing that okay, this is happening, and how often does that happen?
I was just talking to Ashok sir and I was telling him that he was saying that आप बहुत busy रहते होंगे बॉम्बे में, तो मैं कह रहा था कि नहीं, कुछ करना होता नहीं, हम लोग को ऐसे ही बैठे रहना होता है, काम अपने आप ही हो रहा होता है. And actually that's not a lie, because of course काम होता है, you do that, but most of the best work that we have to do as storytellers or story writers or filmmakers, whatever, is happening on its own, like a disease inside your mind, which you don't have control over. It's because of your interest for sure. आप कहीं गए, आपने खिड़की से बाहर देखा, आपको कोई लड़की दिखी, वो बस स्टॉप पे वेट कर रही थी, एक गाड़ी आके रुकी, वो उस गाड़ी में नहीं बैठी, फिर एक बस आके रुकी, वो बस में बैठ के चली गई. ये आपने शायद देखा है. अब आप उसके बारे में सोच रहे, इसलिए नहीं सोच रहे क्योंकि आप चाहते हैं सोचना, या इसके आपको पैसे मिलेंगे, या आपको उस वक्त पता होता है कि इसकी कोई कहानी बनेगी या फिल्म बनेगी. You are compelled to. It's like an illness you can't get rid of. It goes on in your mind. And in my mind, I have noticed that it starts becoming a scene. What are the possibilities? She goes somewhere. Will the car chase her? Who's in the car? Who's in the bus? Where is she going? Where is she coming away from? Is she escaping? So all of these things start going on in your mind. And automatically a story starts to form. Automatically. And then, when you're telling this story, there are pictures in your mind.
Yeah.
And those pictures have to be translated to the cinematographer, to the actor, to the costume person, to the editor, and everybody. And you, again, are just in surrender mode. Because I feel that I don't actually sit and write the stories. It just comes,
Yes.
and I am just communicating it. It's not as though I can claim anything. Of course, आप बोलते हैं आपने बड़ी अच्छी पिक्चर बनाई है या पूरी पिक्चर बनाई है, दोनों का रिएक्शन यही हो सकता है कि नमस्ते जी. But beyond that, I feel that there are so many things that are happening through you.
Yes. I'll try to phrase this as clearly as possible.
वो एक दिन हम शूट कर रहे थे, ठंड बहुत लग रही थी, तो उसने अक्की who was the costume designer, he gave me this jacket to wear because ठंड थी. तो अब तो बहुत साल हो गए, अभी तक मेरे पास है. यहाँ से सब फट गया है, बट वो हमने सिलाई उलाई करके इसको रखा हुआ है. So
Rockstar is a fiercely passionate film. I think we all just love it. It is some sort of a disease. It enters you, and you can't get rid of it for a long, long time. So
a lot of people also criticized it because उसके पहले थोड़ा लवी डवी टाइप की फिल्म्स थी मेरी शायद, तो उनको ये नहीं अच्छा लगा कि इतना हार्शनेस क्यों है इस फिल्म की. I don't know why. There were at that time a lot of people who did not like Rockstar, and I'm sure that there is a reason for it. But वो मेरे लिए बड़ा interesting था because there was also the criticism that came, and it made it very interesting for me. There were people, ऐसे भी लोग हैं जिनसे अगर मैं बोलूँ कि नहीं ये चीज़ अच्छी नहीं थी रॉकस्टार में, तो वो मुझसे भी झगड़ा करने लगते हैं कि मुझे नहीं समझ में आ रहा है कि मैं.
Capacity, immense ability. Very few people have it. At least people who are in the middle of a very, very famous profession. Because you're surrounded with all kinds of energies, all kinds of situations. You always manage to, though you deny it, you always manage to come across, not just come across, feel as somebody who is centered to a very huge level. Your energy kind of washes off, and if we are sitting in your presence, we also feel that calm. Now that's a very potent energy, and that has to be real. Another thing, you always manage to dive very deep into yourself with effortlessly and easily, and always speak the truth. It's just clear that you speak your authentic truth. Tell me, how easy is this when you are surrounded by all kinds of world surrounding you?
I feel that speaking the truth is the safest option.
Yeah.
I have felt it's the most safe option because although it's difficult to know what the truth is, it is difficult to know what I'm feeling at some point of time, you know. But I feel that saying the truth is safe because if somebody asks me again, I'll say the same thing inevitably. And then, you know, my profession is such, half the time I'm dreaming.
Yeah.
So if somebody asks me, I might not remember the story that I have told this person because I'm thinking about some other story. So, झक मार के मुझे सच्चाई का दामन थाम के चलना पड़ता है.
Maybe I wanted to ask you something else. I
What
want
is
to
it?
probably ask you that how do you stay so connected with yourself all the time? How
No,
do you
because
stay...
it is, as I'm saying, because you are aware of what you're feeling, what you're thinking. You have to be connected because it is a safe option.
Yes.
Because in that way, what you do is that ये जो it's like a ride, no? Then like a wave is coming. Then you lose yourself, you surrender.
Yeah.
You know, you're not thinking of everything. At least your own self should be connected to you.
Yeah.
Because nothing else will be. So then you'll just have a better ride.
Yeah.
So I feel that's why naturally I must be. How do I do it? There is no particular tariqa.
So I think this is a very, very important takeaway from whenever we interact with Imtiaz Ali, because मुझे लगता है कि हम सब, you know, especially youngsters who have more access to all the outer influences, which kind of, you know, push them towards being something else. I think this is a very important reminder all the time.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. So I'll come back to the question I was about to ask you. You know, your characters are extremely passionate, the characters that I named. You know, you've driven them to a state where you can really feel their rawness, you know. You can feel their fierceness, their fire, their madness. Tell me, how did you manage to do that? Because it doesn't just come like that. I know, I can see that. I can see that. You know, you create a certain energy, you create a certain environment, you give them something, a lot probably.
कह रहा है कि यार ये नहीं मजा आ रहा है, इसमें कोई दूसरी बात लिखो. So I just wrote it and then it went and then I thought everybody related to it in the theatre also in the same way that I relate to it. So I find it so unnecessary and so funny. Hi, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I love the way you say city beautiful. People in Chandigarh are so proud of Chandigarh. It's so amazing. We all love you. I like Shyam Benegal's Junoon. Sholay I find very interesting. I like from the good. My favorite actor is Dilip Kumar from the black and white era. Of course, I was not born at that time, but I saw all of them later. And so many of his films.
So you all enjoy it? दिल तो नहीं भरा होगा अभी? अभी ना जाओ छोड़ के कि दिल कभी भरा नहीं. अभी तो आए हो. अभी तो आए हो.
बहार बन के छाए हो. ये दिल जरा मचल तो ले. हाँ, हवा जरा बहक तो ले.
ये शाम ढल तो ले जरा.
और इसकी एक और लाइन है, जहां में ऐसा कौन है कि जिसको गम मिला नहीं.
नहीं, हमने आज गम की बात नहीं करनी क्योंकि इम्तियाज जी यहाँ पे हैं. तो आज हमने अपने आप को प्यार करना है. क्या है, हम अपने फेवरेट हैं, इसलिए हमने आज सबने अपना फेवरेट बन के और एंजॉय करना है. आई थिंक दिस वॉज अ ग्रेट मोमेंट फॉर एटलीस्ट फॉर मी, क्योंकि मेरी सारी लाइफ जो है वो जब वी मेट में लिखी गई है. सो आई लव गीत, और मेरे को मधु से गीत बनने में बहुत ज़्यादा टाइम नहीं लगा. तो सर आपने बहुत वेल सेड बाय हर. बहुत लोगों ने हंसना सीखा है. मैं हर वीक में जब बहुत परेशान, वैसे मैं परेशान होती हूँ, नाम मधु है, तो जब कभी होने का मौका मिले कोई कर दे परेशान, तो मैं चुपचाप जब भी मेट लगा लेती हूँ. सो एक्चुअली ये मूवी बहुत आइकॉनिक है. यार जी एक मेरा बहुत फेवरेट गाना, शायद आपका भी होगा. इन लोगों ने तो हम दोनों देखी नहीं, पता नहीं आपको देवानंद पसंद है या नहीं, पर हमारे ज़माने में वी वर डाई हार्ट फेवरेट था हमारा देवानंद, और हम उनको बहुत, मतलब सबको क्रश था देवानंद पे, हमें तो बहुत ज़्यादा था. सॉरी सर, सर खड़े हैं, सॉरी सर. इसमें वो गाना था जो मेरा बहुत फेवरेट है. मैं जिंदगी का साथ निभाता चला गया, हर गम को धुएं में उड़ाता. धुआं शराब सिगरेट का नहीं है, रोशनल है. हर गम को धुएं में उड़ाता चला गया, जो मिल गया उसे मुकद्दर समझ लिया, जो खो गया मैं उसको भुलाता चला गया.
Moving on to our second session of the day, Unlayering Bharat's Past, Rediscovering Mythology. In conversation with...
S for snake सिखाना है. Thank you so much. S for snake सिखाना है ना. शेषनाग सिखा दो, शिव सिखा दो, सरस्वती सिखा दो. ये हर लेकिन हम we are just doing what they have told us. तो अगर वो G for God आपको सिखा रहे हैं, ग से गधा क्यों सीख रहे हो? ग से गधा सीख लो. क से कमल और कलम ना सीखते हो, क से काली सीख लो. ख से खरबूजा मत सीखो. ख से काली का औजार है, खड़क बोलते हैं उसको. आप में से कईयों को पता भी नहीं हो, खड़क बोलते हैं उसको. ग से गधा की जगह गधा सीख लो. घ से घुसपैठिया सीखो, वो जरूरी है जानना. सो वी आर द पीपल हु गोना चेंज इट समडे. रातों रात हम बिगड़े नहीं हैं, रातों रात सुधरेंगे भी नहीं, हो जाएगा.
So हमारी अपनी जो जड़ें हैं उन्हें गहरा